Hey there, welcome to my channel. If you already have been here before, welcome back. It's been quite some time. And if you've never seen me before, welcome in. Good to see you. Hopefully you end up liking it here and you feel calm, and this provides you a safe space just to unpack. So let's get into it. So it has been quite some time since I posted anything on this channel, but a lot has happened, so I felt like it was appropriate for me to come through with a life update and an about me video, just so that we can kick things off and you understand a little bit more about who I am, what I offer, what you can gain from this channel, and how we can grow together. If you see me looking in my phone, I'm just taking notes here and making sure that I stay on track, because it has been quite some time since I've been in front of a camera and I don't know how to memorize things. So I definitely need my notes to keep me on track. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. But okay, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Unpacked Coaching and Wellness. I am your host, DJ. And a little bit about me is that I am a therapist turned wellness coach, and I graduated with my counseling degree in 2021. So I have been a therapist for the past about 5 years now, and it is something that I do love. I feel like I'm in the right place, but something is inching me to go more into the wellness space, which is why I'm so passionate about starting my coaching practice, Unpacked Coaching and Wellness. So that's what we're on to. Some initial facts about me are that I am a newlywed, so just under a year. I've been married, and I married somebody that I knew back in high school, and we've been cool ever since high school. So he feels like home, and I feel like home to him. I am a mother as well, so I do have a 6-year-old daughter, and she is such a leader, so strong, so inspirational, and so busy. So all of you moms out there, you feel me. Something else about me is that I am also a co-parent, and my daughter's dad is not the most easy to work with. So some of the content that I may post on here will be just centered around co-parenting, how to not be reactive, and just how to regulate your emotions, because that is very important when you are a parent and when you are in a co-parenting dynamic as well. And the last fact about me for now is that I am also a business owner of a bridal styling company called The Bridal Bunny. So if you've seen me through that, then hey girl, hey. But yeah, so we are a wedding dress concierge and consulting firm. So I help women find their wedding dress as well as show up on their wedding day, help them get dressed, tape their girly parts. I handle the emergency wardrobes if needed. But we're not here to talk about all that. So I am an entrepreneur as well. So as you can see, I do wear a lot of hats, which if you're coming to me, you probably wear a lot of hats too. So I totally understand what it feels like to be overwhelmed and have a lot of things on your plate and just feel like you are so many things to so many people. So what inspired me to start Unpacked Coaching and Wellness was, you already know, I have been a therapist for the past 5 years, but recently, actually it's not been recently, but for the past few years, it has been something on my heart that has told me that maybe I need to pursue coaching. And I found that a lot of women out there don't necessarily need diagnoses, they don't need medication, they don't need something clinical per se. They need somebody to talk to. They need a safe space. They need somebody to help them accomplish their goals, and they need somebody to help them with their mindset shifts. And that's where this comes in. The purpose of Unpacked Coaching and Wellness is to help busy women to slow down, to embrace mindfulness, and to embrace intentional living. And something that I also teach is emotional regulation, as well as teaching us not to be so reactive and also to embrace gratefulness and the blessings that do come into our lives so that we can lead a more fulfilling life overall. And a lot of these shifts that we want to see happen in our life does start with the mind. So, with my background as a therapist and also with my love and passion for wellness, I created Unpacked Coaching and Wellness. Now, we all know when it comes to creating something beautiful, it typically always starts with some type of horror story or nightmare that it seems like we'll never get out of. And for me, that point where I felt like I was at my lowest was when I was in graduate school and I was pregnant and then gave birth soon after. All of this happening while I was living at my grandmother's house. So, actually, me and my daughter, we stayed with my grandmother for the first 2 years of her life, sleeping in the same bedroom, living out in the country. So, I felt completely isolated. Me and her father were no longer together, but of course, a lot of chaos went with that. There was also some family court drama that led me back and forth to court, paying for lawyer fees that I just could not afford, and feeling like I was ultimately trapped and backed into a corner. During this time, I felt like I was at my lowest because it was very hard for me to get out of a reactive state. I felt like I was always reacting to something. I felt like I was living in survival mode, and I felt like I was always having to look over my shoulder, and I was just not in a good space mentally at all. This taught me a lot about things that I cannot control and things that I can control. I think a lot of times that I spent worrying and having anxiety was me trying to focus on things that I just could not control. And one of those things involved other people, or whether they liked me or not, or how they perceived me, and trying to defend myself against it. But eventually I got out of that and I realized that the huge release came when I just said, you know what, I don't care anymore. I really need to focus on my health. I need to focus on what I can control, my reactivity towards things, my mindset towards things. And during that time, it's really hard to see my situation living rent-free in isolation, being able to have the space to have clarity. It was hard to see that as a blessing, but now looking back, it was. So, as you can see, I know firsthand what it is to feel like you're in survival mode, or feel like you're on a rat race, or feel like your situation is never going to change, and then come out of it. Be the person to crawl yourself out of it. And sometimes it might take a pretty long time, but that's okay because it's about a journey. It's not about perfection. And it's also not about a destination either. It's about being on a journey of ever evolving. So, what kind of content will I be posting? I intend to post content that centers around practical mindfulness techniques that you'll be able to take into everyday life, wherever you are. Content focused around intentionally living so that you feel like you are in a present moment with the people that you love, and actually focused on the task that you're doing at hand and doing it well. I'll be posting about emotionally regulating yourself when things get overwhelming or when you feel like there's just too much on your plate. And that also goes into boundaries as well, because I feel like we might need a little bit of that. So again, if you are in a space similar to where I was at one point in time, where you feel like you just cannot focus, you cannot relax, you cannot get things done, and your mind is full of clutter, and you're in a place where you also want to shift your mind, shift some things around you, set boundaries, live intentionally, take more care of yourself, and be more well, then you are in the right place. In order to keep up with me on my social media, I am in the process of starting a podcast as well as an Instagram. So if you want to follow my podcast, which has similar content such as this, then you can follow me on Spotify at Unpacked with DJ. But my Instagram is Unpacked Coaching. So I hope you enjoyed it here, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for checking me out, and I'll see you later.